Hello, students. Good morning. How are you all? Good? How's your health? No one is suffering? That's great that no one is suffering. I thank God that you all are safe at home. So, shall we start with our lesson now? So, today we are going to revise our lesson number 3, that is formulas and functions. And in formulas and functions, what all things we saw. So, this is our Excel sheet. So, we all are going to see the different kinds of formulas and functions. Then, what is a formula? So, formula are used to perform calculations involving addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. So, what it does? So, formula is an expression that can include cell address, then number, arithmetic operators, and parentheses. So, whenever we are writing any kind of a formula, it should begin with is equal to symbol followed by cell reference and operators. Okay, now what are the references? So what is reference? The cell or range of cell that you want to use in our calculations is called as references. Operators. You can see on our screen these symbols like plus, multiplication, division, then percentage, dollar sign, hashtag, then etc. They specify the calculations to be performed. Then constants. Our next point is constants. So the numbers or the text values that do not change. So the constant which do not change is nothing but the constant. The number is fixed, so which will not change, or the text which is fixed, which will not change, is nothing but your constant. Now functions. So predefined formulas in Excel are nothing but your functions. Now here are the elements of our cell. So this is an example I'm showing you. So let me show you this as an example. So this is my example. So this is an equal to sign. So what is this? This is an equal to sign. So in equal to sign, so this is just an symbol. Then A1, P2, C4. These are nothing but the mathematical operators that we can say as cell addresses. What are these? A1, B2, C4. These three are nothing but your cell addresses. Where is this A1? So this is my A1, then B2, then C4. These are your cell addresses which I have mentioned. Plus and minus sign are nothing but your mathematical operators. Then sum. Sum is nothing called as the function. Then E3 plus H13. Then again it comes a total function. So E3 and H13 are nothing but your cell addresses. So I'll repeat the elements of our formulas in Excel. So equal to is nothing but the equal to symbol. A1, B2, C4, even H3 is nothing but your cell addresses, and the symbols, that is plus, minus, are nothing but your mathematical operators, and SUM sum is the function. So understood students, sum is a function. So a range, one more function we have, that is range. So what is a range? So range is a rectangular area consisting of a group of cells adjacent to each other. So I can say, suppose this, whatever the column or whatever the rows or whatever the cells I am selecting in the adjacent form is nothing but the range. So a range is a rectangular area. So this is a rectangular area consisting of a group of cells. So you can say here group of cells are there adjacent to each other. So these are adjacent, means one other the other. It can be an entire whole sheet as well. So this is a range. So even I can say this is my cell. So even this is my range. even the entire worksheet can also be my range. So these are the few points which are present in our lesson. Now let us go for the next point of our lesson, is creating a basic formula. Now this is my cell. I have prepared a table consisting of a month, sale, expenses, incentive amount, and actual expenses. So these are my expenses of a particular company for the month of January till June, what the sales they have done, what all expenses they have done. So these things, I have just an example. I have taken this as a table. So now for a basic formula, let us start with the total. So let us mention here total. Now for total, so we are going to do total of this cell. So how to start? We are going to start with our equal to sign, and equal to sign we are going to mention here this plus, sorry, plus, then second, plus, third, plus, fourth, plus, fifth, plus, and this. As I have completed till B8, I'll press enter. So I'll show you the formula again. So equals to, I have to start with this January cell plus February cell plus March cell plus then April cell, then May cell. So after each cell address, I'm going to add the plus sign and just press the enter key. So these are my cells of the total cell of these months. Okay, then one more way is there for doing it. That is, let me delete it, equals to sign. Then I'll type there sum function. I will open my circular bracket. I'll click on this January month. Then I'll add the colon and I will select the last cell and close the bracket. See, as I have mentioned, from where I want it from January month till the June month. So I have mentioned only that two cell addresses, and in between two cell addresses I have mentioned a colon sign, and I'll press an enter key. See, so as I mentioned, the colon sign in between, that means we are going to select from B4 till B9. Okay, understood, students? So this is the other way of doing addition. Okay, now let us move further for our compound formulas. So for making a compound formula, that is simple interest, let us take this thing of example of an simple interest. So for taking a simple interest, say my principal is 4,500, where rate I have taken as 5, and time is I am taking time for 3 years. Okay, so for 3 years, so formula for this is, simple interest formula is principal into rate into time. So now let us calculate the simple interest. So what is the formula for simple interest? We'll write equals to, now principal into rate into time. So where is our principal? Principal into, then select the cell reference of rate, then into time divided by 100 and press enter. So our simple interest becomes 675 rupees. So how to calculate the simple interest? So these are nothing but your compound formulas. Principal so I'll write there equals to principal into rate into time required divided by 100. So this is our formula for simple interest. Understood, students? This is our formula for simple interest. Now, if I want to copy the formula from the above cell address, then what we have to do? We have to press Control plus apostrophe. Control plus apostrophe. So now I want to copy this formula. So what I'll do? I'll use Control plus apostrophe sign. Control plus So now using the text formulas, our next point of our lesson is using the text formula. So now what I want to do, I want to make the text together. So what I will do, now suppose I want to make this month and cell in one column. So how will I do? I will just type here equals to sign and equals to sign which two texts I want. Suppose I want month and sales together. So what I'll do, I will mention over there in the form of a formula as equals to, I'll select the cell reference of month and I'll press and I'll go to the next cell reference, that is sales. So I want A3 and B3. So these, if I want to combine the two cell text, so what I'll mention equal to A3 and B3. Just press enter key. See that month and cell have come together. So understood how to make the text together or how to add the two cell references together, or we can write mention two cell references in one cell reference. So this is the way we are going to do it. Now, types of cell references. So there are three different types of cell references, that is relative cell reference, absolute cell reference and mixed cell reference. So for relative cell reference, it is quite easy. So what is called as relative cell reference? When you create a formula, references to a cell or range are usually based on the position relative to the cell. So when you copy or move the formula to other cells, the reference cell automatically gets changed. So now what is there here? Here what we have selected? We have selected the range of the cell. Okay. Now for selecting the range of the cell, so what I'll do, I will just copy this formula. So what I'll do, I have to just copy this cell. So now I have selected the B12 cell. I will say copy. So copy, how to say copy? Tell me how to say copy. See, here is my option for copy. So I'll say copy, and then I want here the same way I want the formula. So I'll say paste. Has it pasted? No. So here I have selected this cell. I'll tell you again this cell. I have copied it and I want it here. So I'll press the Ctrl V. See, my cell reference has changed to, that is automatically, that is C4 to C9. So my total automatically has changed something different. It has done it is 1300. So that is the cell, or the sorry, sum of the expenses, and this is the sum of the cell. So this is nothing but your relative cell reference. So what you do in relative cell reference? So here my formula is present, so I'll just copy this cell reference and paste it to the another cell reference where I want to do the same method. Okay, so this way you're going to do the relative reference. Now next is absolute reference. So what is absolute reference? So absolute reference is used when we do not want to change the address of the cell on the copying the formula to another cell, or to make absolute reference to a formula, you have to add the dollar sign before the column and row number. So what I want, I don't want to change the address of the cell and copy the formula to the another cell. So what I want to do it the same way. So let us start for the absolute cell reference. So for example, here I want to mention the incentive amount. So how to calculate the incentive amount? So it is 10% in the cell D1. So this is my incentive. Now here is my D1. I'll make it as 10%. So incentive is nothing but your 10%. So I have mentioned the 10% over there. Can you see 10%? Now the intensive of that salary is 10%. So how to calculate that? So I'll make it equals to, now the cell address of the cell month, January month, then multiplied by D1. Now I don't want to change this value because incentive for the sales for the month of January, I want to keep this same. So what I'll do, I'll mention here D dollar sign. First I'll mention the dollar sign, then I'll type there D. Then again I don't want to change the row also. So again I'll mention the dollar. So my column and row address will be the same. So understood students, I'll press enter key. So what is the 10% of 1000? It is 100. So one more time I'll tell you what is exactly the absolute reference. So in absolute reference, we don't have to change the cell address. So we are putting the dollar sign before the cell address. So here again I'll tell you equals to, I wanted for February month, then into, then I want D1 cell. So first D, I'll mention the D, then again I don't want to change my row also. So first row, so this will become my absolute reference and I'll press enter key. So it's the 200. Okay, understood. So this is nothing but your absolute reference. What we do in absolute reference, we are putting the dollar sign before the column and row number. Understood? Before the column and row number, we are putting the dollar sign. Okay, Now we can copy the formula to the pointer. Suppose here is my, I have added the formula. So now I want to copy it till the month of June. So what I'll do, at the right hand side corner, I'll just drag it down till the June month and I'll release my mouse. So this way we are doing it for the absolute reference. So now let us do for the mixed reference. The next one is our mixed reference. So how to do mixed reference and what is mixed reference? Mixed reference is nothing but the combination of a relative and absolute reference. So how it is the combination of relative and absolute? So now in the actual references, actual expenses, we have to find it. So in this, what we have to do, what we are doing in relative reference, we are copying the formula from one cell address to the another cell address. In absolute reference, what we are doing, we are just keeping the row and column fixed for all the months. So that is, for that what we are putting, we are putting the dollar sign in front of the row number and in front of the column number. Okay, now mixed reference. So mixed reference is the combination of relative and absolute reference. So in this type of a reference, either row or a column has to remain fixed. Now let us take the calculation in the example given on our screen for this table. Now we have to calculate the actual monthly expenses. So for calculating the actual monthly expenses, so we are going to type here charity amount is 50. So let us type here charity amount by inserting a row. Let me insert a row. So here I'll keep the charity amount as 50, 50, 50. So now this is my charity amount 50. Now I want to keep this charity amount in the D2 cell. So for calculating the actual reference, we are taking the charity of 50 over here. I am writing it in the D2 column. So what I want? So I want to keep my expenses, that is expenses column number C, as the fixed, and I want to keep this row, that is D2, we have to keep it as fixed. So what I'll do, I have to mention the dollar sign and I have to keep the C5 minus, so this is my C5 and I want to keep that D2 as fixed. So D row, then I am keeping dollar sign second row. So this value I want to keep it fixed. So what I want to do, whatever the expenses are there, from that expenses I want to minus the charity. So how much is the charity? Our charity is 50. So how much it will be? It will be 150. So let us check. See here, it is my 150. One more time I will show you, equals to, then I want to keep C row as the fixed. So dollar sign C6 minus D second row. D row, then second row it is fixed. So see here, 100 minus 50 is 50. Now instead of wasting my time for calculating it for each row, I'll just drag it down till the month of June. See, these are my answers for the actual expenses. Understood, students, what is cell reference, what is absolute reference, and what is mixed reference? Now we'll go to the next point of our lesson, that is changing the color of the sheet, or we are going to change the name of our sheet. So how to change the color? So just select it and change the color. So this is my selection. I am changing the color. I'll make it bold for you. So this way we are going to change the color. Now we have to calculate the maximum and minimum value. So suppose I want to calculate the maximum and minimum value of our table. How to do that? So suppose here I want to calculate the maximum value from this table, or we can say from this row. So I'll mention here equals to sign. So before I go for it, let me increase the font so that it is visible for you properly. I'll make it bold. Now I'm writing here equals to. So equals to maximum value, I want to find it out. So I'll mention there max, and after mentioning max, what I want to do, I want to find the maximum value. From where I want to find? From B5 to this one, B5 to E5. So from where I want to find, I'll open my circular bracket. I will select the cell address, that is B5. Then I'll mention the colon till E5. Close the circular bracket. So from here to here, what do you think? What is the answer? 1000, 200, 100, 150. So our maximum value is 1000. Let us check. So as the column was very small, I just increased the column. See, our answer is 1000. Now how to calculate the minimum value? So for calculating the minimum value, we are going to use the formula as equals to minimum. From where to where we want to find it from February month. So from B6 colon till actual expenses. Close the circular bracket. Students, don't forget to close the circular bracket and press enter. So 50 is our minimum value. So this way we can calculate the maximum and minimum value of any table. Understood, kids? So now the last point of our lesson is today. So if I want to mention the date, I want the date for today's date. So I'll just increase the font for you. Bold. I want to mention the today's date. So I'll use the formula as equals to today. I'll open and close the circular bracket and I'll press enter key. So today's date is 23rd of July to 2020. Understood, students? So this way you can use the formulas and functions for the same. So this was our lesson. So here we have completed our lesson. If suppose you have missed with if I have missed with some of the point in this lesson, you go through the lesson again. If you have any problem, just mail it to me, and accordingly just send a mail so that I can clear all your doubts. That's it for the day. Have a good day ahead.